WESH 2 News starts now with breaking news.
All right, we've seen it before, and now it's happened again. The FBI says it is investigating another apparent assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump. It happened just outside of Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach this afternoon. One man is now in custody, and investigators say that they found an assault-styled rifle. And breaking news tonight, Governor Ron DeSantis says the state will be conducting its own investigation. He says people deserve to know the truth about how the suspect was able to get within 500 yards of the former president. NBC's Alice Barr explains how the Secret Service spotted the threat.
For the second time in 9 weeks, the FBI is investigating what it's calling an apparent assassination attempt against former President Trump. The former president was not hurt in the incident near where he was golfing at his course in West Palm Beach, Florida. One man is in custody. 3 senior law enforcement officials briefed on the matter tell NBC News that man is 58-year-old Ryan Wesley Ruth. This comes after authorities say a Secret Service agent spotted and fired at a suspect just outside the golf course fence line while the former president was golfing 300 to 500 yards away.
They have an agent that jumps one hole ahead of time to where the president was at. And he was able to spot this rifle barrel sticking out of the fence and immediately engage that individual, at which time the individual took off.
A witness reported seeing someone run out of the bushes and into a black Nissan and snapped a photo. Sheriff's deputies then tracked the license plate and quickly stopped this black Nissan, taking the suspect into custody.
There was a lone driver in the vehicle. That driver is now in custody and in the hands of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
In the bushes where this guy was is a AK-47 style rifle with a scope, 2 backpacks which were hung on the fence that had ceramic tile in them, and a GoPro.
The incident raising new questions about securing the former president and Republican nominee. The Secret Service faced sharp criticism after former President Trump survived an attempted assassination at a Pennsylvania rally in July. The former president saying he is safe and well and will never surrender. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Well, several items believed to belong to the gunman were found near his hiding spot. Deputies released this picture showing the backpacks found near Trump International Golf Club. A GoPro and an AK-47 styled rifle were also left behind after the suspect ran from the bushes. President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris have been briefed on this situation. Harris said in a statement that she's glad Trump is safe and violence has no place in America. Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance, says that he spoke with the former president shortly after the incident. He said on social media, "Still much we don't know, but I'll be hugging my kids extra tight tonight and saying a prayer of gratitude." This is the second time in recent weeks there's been an assassination attempt against Donald Trump. On July 13th, a shooter opened fire while Trump was on stage at a rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. A bullet grazed his ear and the Secret Service ushered him off the stage. One rally goer died in that shooting. This led to an investigation and changes to Secret Service security. Well, the incident today is not expected to impact Trump's schedule in the coming days. The former president is scheduled to talk about cryptocurrency on the social media site X. That's going to happen tomorrow night, and he's scheduled to return to the campaign trail on Tuesday with a town hall in Flint, Michigan. There's going to be a Trump rally in New York on Wednesday. Well, we are still learning more information about this apparent second assassination attempt on the former president. We'll bring you the very latest information both on air and online. Stay with us at WESH.com.